Okay, we're back for another chapter preview or overview. We're in chapter 18. This is the first one. Environment's changed. I'm actually at home in my study. I got rid of the blue shirt. This is actually a group called Yes from way back in the classic rock era. You know, when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Anyway, the beginning of this chapter talks about conditions. And the first question we ask ourselves is, if a contract's performance is based upon a condition, is it really consideration? The answer is yes, it is. If you think about it, there's a whole bunch of these things that happen. There's a lot of propositions that are if-then. If you do this, then I will do that, right? There's classifications for conditions. There's three. Condition precedent, condition concurrent, and condition subsequent. Nobody cares about condition concurrent. That just means this for that right now. I pay you money, you give me the goods, I buy your bike, you pay me for the bike. That's of no issue. What we do care about are conditions precedent and conditions subsequent. Precedent means before. Subsequent obviously means after. Well, before or after what? Before or after what is a triggering event? The contract's been made. They have agreed to the contract already. However, somebody's performance doesn't need to start, or may never need to start, unless the triggering event happens. Now, the classic example of condition precedent is an insurance contract. Let's say that you have, somebody has house insurance, and included in that is fire insurance. If a fire occurs in the house and there's a casualty, which means a loss, the insurance company will pay for it. So the contract is this. You, as a homeowner, pay the premium right off the bat to the insurance company. So they've got their part of the consideration. And they may wind up doing nothing. You have a whole year, and by the way, it's not a bad thing. It means you didn't have a fire at your house. But if you do have a fire at the house, that's a triggering event, and now they have to step in and pay for the casualty, pay for the damage, get it restored, whatever the case may be. So that's a condition precedent. A condition subsequent is something rather different. It means after the time has already come for performance, something happens that wipes it out. And that's unusual. That means that people were all set and ready to go on something, and we're not going to do it anymore, and we have to unwind the deal. So if you've been paying attention this semester, you can probably imagine that the law favors conditions precedent. That is something that triggers your obligation to perform. The law disfavors, we construes it narrowly, something that is condition subsequent, because it wipes out a contract. You remember we've talked about the public policies of our state and every state is in favor of contracts. They want contracts to happen. It's a good thing to happen. So naturally the law would say we want to have contracts performed, not unwound. One more example to help you. I had a client years ago that bought a travel agency. Yes, years ago, people actually buy travel agencies because if you wanted to book a flight, if you wanted to book a trip, if you wanted to book a cruise, whatever, you went through a travel agency. You didn't just do it online like it is now. So this was down in Indiana. So we drew up this contract for her to buy this agency, and in it we put conditions in it. The first condition was a condition precedent, and the condition was this, that this lady's husband wasn't transferred to Washington, D.C. So actually we call that a negative covenant. But nonetheless, what it means is, look, if he's moving, there's no point in me staying here by myself. I'm moving with him. It's my husband. I'm going to live with him. So his name was Skip. So in there, if Skip didn't get transferred, we'd go ahead with the deal. And in fact, Skip didn't get transferred, so we went ahead with the deal. There was another condition there called a condition subsequent. And this condition was as follows. As part of owning a travel agency back then, you would sell airline tickets. And you would then, as the travel agency owner, have to pay the money to the airlines. But you didn't do it instantly. This was back before the internet. It was mailed in. So the airlines would allow you to do this if you were bonded. And a bond kind of stood in the place of, hey, if she doesn't pay this money, you can go collect on the bond. Of course, it cost the owner, travel agency owner, some money to get a bond. But she had to be bonded for this airline reservation thing. And that took 4 to 6 months. And if she couldn't get bonded, she couldn't sell airline tickets, and it means she really couldn't have that travel agency. So built in was a condition subsequent that if she doesn't get bonded, we unwind the deal, we take back the money paid for it, she goes back to travel agency, and on we go on a merry way. Fortunately, she got bonded, it never happened. But those are conditions preceding, conditions subsequent. And I hope that helps you understand what we're dealing with here.